Due to circumstances beyond our control, we're back for another day of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Happy Tuesday, the last day of April, the 30th day of April, 2019. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. That's right, April's pretty much in the rear view mirror. Tomorrow is hey, the 1st of May, and then we ease our way towards the big weekend of the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. In fact, that reminds me, tomorrow on this show, the Grand Marshals of the Stem-Milk Growers Grand Parade will be my guests. They are the great-grandsons of Susan Wagner, who, along with a few other important ladies way back in 1920, started this little party. Wasn't going to be a tradition, just thought we'd do something. It was actually native to Susan Wagner's home in New Zealand. They had these garden parties that were like a community gathering event, and they kind of took it to Wenatchee, and now here we are 100 years later. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be a lot of fun. It's on tomorrow's show. Today's show, we got Stormin' Joel Normal dropping by. He'll be live in our studio in the back half of the show. He, of course, is the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee AppleSox. Joel will be making occasional appearances throughout the spring and summer as we get ready for the 20th anniversary of AppleSox baseball. There's a lot of iconic Wenatchee area things that are celebrating significant anniversaries this year. Obviously, the Apple Blossom Festival is 100 years old. The Liberty Theater, the historic Liberty Theater, is 100 years old. Omi Gardens celebrates their 90th anniversary this year. The AppleSox celebrate their 20th anniversary. We like those round numbers. We really do. We love this weather forecast. It's cold. For just a few minutes, about a half an hour ago, it was down to 33 degrees outside of our studios. It's now 36. We still have that cold air that was escorted in with all that wind on Saturday. It brought a bunch of cold air with us and and it's still hanging around, but we are in for just a gorgeous weather forecast outside of a little breezy on Thursday. Outside of that, we're looking good. Forecast details are coming up. News, sports. We'll recap the Seahawks draft now that it's all over. Also, we'll preview the Mariners and the Cubs. They got a quick little two-game interleague series at T-Mobile Park. We'll talk about that in sports. We have Today in History, the obscure holiday birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. We're looking forward to that as well on this Tuesday. One other item of information I want to get along to you. We pulled it off last night. We did our very first live newscast at Memorial Park, the hub of activity for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. The whole crew pulled together. So special thanks to Grant and Eric and Marion and Tucker and Rachel, and I think Cal even showed up to supervise. We had a good time. We pulled it off. We'll do it again tonight. We'll do it again on Wednesday. We'll do it again on Thursday. So come check it out. Come watch us do the news live at Memorial Park for the rest of this week. And then on Friday, we'll have the news live from outside the Locatel campus on Grant Road in East Wenatchee, because we are going to be televising the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade this Friday. And, of course, we'll be broadcasting the Stem-Milk Growers Grand Parade on Saturday. And it's going to be perfect weather for a parade. We hope. Yeah, the forecast can always change, but as we get closer and closer to Saturday, and they keep saying sunny and 76, haven't changed their mind yet. Hopefully they won't. It's just about 4 minutes after the hour. With your permission, let's go around the valley with our Valley View cameras. Megan, once again, is pushing the buttons today, and we start out, of course, with the cross camera on just a drop-dead gorgeous day. Not a cloud in the sky. Things clouded up, got a little windy yesterday, even some occasional stray raindrops. That was not in the forecast, but we're looking good. It's going to be nice and dry. A little cooler than normal today, but still, we have no complaints at all. Yesterday's high was only 57. That was 9 degrees below normal. So it was chilly, but not today. Well, it's going to be chilly, but it's going to be sunny. A gorgeous view there. Just an incredible view of the greater Wenatchee Valley. The sun's been up since 5:46. We got 14 hours and 25 minutes of daylight today. We like that. Camera 2, where are we off to, Megan? We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, who apparently lives on Jump Off Ridge. Stunning view there. You can actually almost make out the cross camera. You got to squint, but you can see it. It's kind of looking right at it. The Stem-Milk Basin, hanging in there, growing all them cherries and apples and peaches and pears in the fertile valley of the Stem-Milk Basin above the Malaga area. Beautiful, gorgeous view there from Jump Off Ridge. Don't jump off Ridge, by the way. It's a long way down. Camera 3, it is a slow dissolve to, oh boy, let me think here. I'm looking, is that Steins Hill, Megan? What am I looking at? That's just called the Cashmere camera. It's been moved, I think. Look at all those orchards. hanging in there, getting ready to go. I think we're past the peak bloom, are we not? I'm pretty sure we are. We used that camera last week, and those orchards were filled with buds and flowers, and not so much today. So I think we're probably past that. Although I don't know. I don't grow apples or cherries for a living. I admire those who do, though. Camera 4. Oh, oh boy, that's the Tumwater Canyon. That's zoomed in. That's the Tumwater camera from an angle we don't normally use. The Wenatchee River is in the upper middle part of your screen. The hamlet of Leavenworth is in the middle. This camera is just before you enter the Tumwater Canyon and head off through Highway 2 on your way to Lake Wenatchee and Winton and Coles Corner and Sultan. Don't be rude. Just be in Sultan. That's a good shot of Leavenworth. I like that. That's beautiful. We've really zoomed that camera in. I like it when we move those cameras around because we can move those cameras around. Beautiful morning all over north central Washington. All of these spectacular views, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet. All right, 7 minutes after the hour. Get ready to smile if you like sunshine and nice temperatures from the National Weather Service. Your forecast looks something like this. The only hiccup, and we don't show it graphically, is on Thursday. It's going to be a little breezy. Yeah, we'll get to 67. We'll have just a little itty bitty little system that's going to come in on Thursday. So we're going to have a little wind out of the west, about 7 to 11 miles an hour. Gusts up near 20, and that's it. Sunshine today is 63. Sunshine Wednesday, just a couple of passing clouds, high of 68. Sunshine Thursday, a little cooler. Friday, 72. Saturday for the Smoke Growers Grand Parade, 76. Sunday, we wrap it up with a high of 76, and it's looking good right on in to Monday. These are the kind of days that you want to bottle and keep. There's nothing else to say about that except bring on the sunshine. Again, a little cool today. 63 is below normal, but we'll be above normal with lots of sunshine and mild temperatures by the time we get to, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Little wind on Thursday, nothing we can't handle. An absolutely gorgeous forecast. Get out and enjoy this beautiful weather, shall we? It's 8 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a quick 1 minute break, so grab your orange juice or your cup of coffee or whatever it is and come back, and I'll fill you in on your Tuesday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, my name is David Olson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, we genuinely care about our patients. And we hope that you trust us to take care of you, to take care of your family. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, agent here at Senior Insurances of North Central Washington, where we help our clients navigate the Medicare world. One of the things we really enjoy doing is teaching our clients about their rights. Like, did you know that if you have a traditional Medicare supplement, you can change that monthly all year long, regardless of prior health conditions? So if you'd like to know more about your options with Medicare, you can visit us at one of our 5 local offices, as well as give us a call at 888-2600.
Welcome back. Lots of sunshine, 36 degrees. We'll top off at 63, but lots of sunshine today. And at 9 minutes after the hour, here's us making headlines on this Tuesday. For the first time in 10 years, the Washington State Legislature passed an operating budget and adjourned without a special session. It all happened late Sunday. Democrats used their majorities to boost spending, increasing taxes, and allowed local school districts to raise property taxes in their districts from $1.50 per thousand of assessed value to $2.50 per thousand of assessed value. A lot of school districts, including the Wenatchee School District, are facing big budget cuts after the legislature capped local property taxes last session. The $52.4 billion operating budget increases spending by $8 billion over the next couple of years and includes a wide array of spending and revenue increases. The spending increases include K-12 education, higher education, and $45.5 million to help prevent and fight wildfires in the state. To pay for the additional spending, taxes were increased on some real estate sales. There were also going to be an increase in the business and occupation taxes on some industries. Notably absent from the revenue bills approved was a capital gains tax proposed by Democrats in both houses that likely would have faced legal challenges. Lawmakers also approved Initiative 1000 that repeals the state's ban on affirmative action. Lawmakers also adopted a capital budget that contains funding for two major projects in the Wenatchee area. $4 million is allocated for the Wenatchee Landing Sewer Extension Project. That's the first phase of developing infrastructure to support major new development near the top of the Otabashian Bridge. It also involves a fully installed road, a water line, and sewer extension that could lead to commercial and recreational development. The capital budget also includes over $33.5 million for improvements to Wenatchee Valley College, including replacing the aging Wells Hall. Also, $977,000 have been earmarked for the Cashmere Canyon Preserve Project, $500,000 for improvements to Lincoln Park in Wenatchee, and an additional $263,000 for construction of a combination soccer and lacrosse field at Lincoln Park. Speaking of government, voters could be asked this fall to renew a 0.1% sales tax to fund ongoing upgrades to the Rivercom Emergency Dispatch Communications Center. The tax increase was originally approved 10 years ago to help fund $12 million in improvements over that 10-year period. Well, the tax increase is scheduled to end this year under the terms of the sunset clause that was written into the original ballot measure. Revenues collected by the 0.1% tax increase could only be used for capital expenses. The Chelan County Commissioners approved it yesterday. They want to send it on to the fall ballot. Douglas County Commissioners are expected to adopt the same resolution. Commercial mushroom permits went on sale yesterday, with the Forest Service expecting big crowds looking to harvest a bumper crop this year. That's especially true in the Aniat Valley area, which was burned last summer by the Cougar Creek Fire. Permits are required for anybody planning to collect more than 5 pounds of mushrooms or if they intend to sell them. The permits can be purchased at Forest Service offices in Wenatchee, Aniat, and Chelan. The cost for a 2-day permit is $30, a 30-day permit is $80, and a season permit is $100. By the weekend, by the way, the Forest Service will identify locations that would be designated as commercial harvester camps. And those are just some of the headlines at 13 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Still to come, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays, everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, and Joel Norman, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee AppleSox. But a friendly reminder, once again, we'll be broadcasting the news tonight at 5 o'clock live at Memorial Park in Wenatchee, the center of activity for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. So come check us out. You're more than welcome to see what goes on behind the scenes to put on a live television production. Grant Olson with the news and the weather. Eric Granstrom with sports. Come check it out. We'll be live. And then we'll replay our news at 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock tonight. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com. I think we'll be streaming our newscasts live on Facebook. So we'll fill your head full of the information that you need at the end of this busy Tuesday. Just watch it on television at 5, 6, and 10. And at the bottom of your screen are all the different ways you can get a hold of us here on the NCW Life channel via email, via the telephone, via Facebook, via our Twitter handle, or via our website at ncwlife.com. 14 minutes after the hour. Sports is 1 minute away. Watch you Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
No matter what the season is, the weather is always fine at Wenatchee Valley Mall. Come explore the stores today. Wenatchee Valley Mall in East Wenatchee and online at WenatcheeValleyMall.com.
Hi folks, Grant Olson with the NCW Life channel. As many of you know, this year marks the 100th anniversary of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. To mark the occasion and to help celebrate, we will be taking our NCW Life Evening News on the road right here to Memorial Park each night during the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. So please join us for the 100th anniversary of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival with your home for local news, the NCW Life Channel.
Welcome back. Quarter after the hour on this Tuesday. I'm Dan Kuntz. Let's do sports. The national media giving the Seahawks pretty much A's and B's after the NFL draft came and went. Seattle went into the draft with just 4 picks, but they do what they do. They traded around, and they ended up with 11 players selected over the 7 rounds. The Hawks' first-round selection Thursday, defensive end L.J. Collier out of Texas Christian on Friday. Seattle chose strong safety Marquise Blair from Utah and wide receiver DK Metcalf out of Ole Miss in the 2nd round. They went back to Utah for the 3rd round for linebacker Cody Barton. On day 3, Seattle picked up wide receiver Gary Jennings in the 4th round. He's from West Virginia. Wake Forest guard Phil Haynes and Oregon free safety Ugo Amadi. Husky fans appreciated the Seahawks' 5th round selection. Washington linebacker Ben Burr-Kirven gets to stay pretty close to home. Seattle chose Miami running back Travis Homer in the 6th round, along with Florida State defensive tackle DeMarcus Christmas. Finally, the Hawks picked up their 3rd wide receiver with their very last pick in Hawaii's John Ursua. The Seahawks still working on picking up undrafted free agents. The existing team, by the way, begins phase 2 of their off-season workouts. They're at the VMAC in Renton, getting into football shape. But of course, this time of the year, you're always supposed to be in football shape. Despite dropping 2 dreadful games to Texas last weekend by a total score of 29-2, the Mariners still tied with Houston atop the American League West. And Seattle begins a brief 2-game series with the Cubbies tonight at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners come into tonight's game with an 18-13 record. The Cubs, 2nd in the National League Central, 3 games back of St. Louis. Seattle bats will be facing Cole Hamels. Cole Hamels, by the way, really good. He's 3-0 with a 3.16 ERA. Meanwhile, the Mariners are hoping for another good outing from Felix Hernandez. He's 1-2 with a 3.91 ERA. First pitch tonight, 7:10. It's going to be a very busy day for high school teams in our region. First in high school baseball, 1 score in a makeup game from Monday. Lake Roosevelt beat Waterville Mansfield 16-0. Okay, so here's your schedule for today. Wenatchee travels to Eisenhower. Eastmont will host Davis. They start at 4. Cashmere welcomes Okanagan to town at 4:30. And Chelan is at Liberty Bell at 4:30. Also a couple of makeup softball games from yesterday. Lake Roosevelt topping Waterville Mansfield 12-4. Manson kicked an extra point to edge Pateris 21-20. Coming up today, Chelan doubleheader at Omak at 3:30. Eastmont's on the road at Moses Lake at 4. Wenatchee hosts Eisenhower, and at 4:30, it's Cashmere at Okanagan. That's all girls. Fast pitch on the soccer scoreboard. We have 1 score to pass along from yesterday. Manson edged Orville 6-5. Coming up today, Cascade plays at Omak. It's the same kickoff time, 4:30 for Chelan and Okanagan. Tonight is senior night for the Wenatchee Panthers. They will host the Davis Pirates. We will have the game live right here on the NCW Life Channel. Sebastian Malaga, Matt Wiesen with the call, and they'll start at 7 o'clock. The Wenatchee Valley Thunder lacrosse team has their next to last game of the regular season tonight. The Thunder will be in Sela to take on the Vikings at 7 o'clock. Make-up tennis, by the way, yesterday. Wenatchee swept Ike 7-zip, 7-zip. Coming up today, it's Wenatchee hosting Eastmont at 3. Okanagan is at Cashmere. Omak hosts Cascade. Lake Roosevelt is at Okanagan. And Oroville takes on Aniat in tennis, all at 4 o'clock. Area track teams heading north for the Bridgeport Invitational today. You got Chelan, Aniat, Lake Roosevelt, Omak, Pateris, Tenasket, and Wilson Creek. They get going at 3:30. They call it the Rope Rider Invitational. We don't know why. Ellensburg is the host school, by the way. They tearing it off at Suncadia, beautiful golf course, 9 o'clock this morning. Wenatchee and 17 other teams are participating. It's a girls' invitational. The Big 9 boys, they're going to be at 3 Lakes. It's pod number 6 this afternoon. Wenatchee, the host team, obviously, with Davis, Eastmont, Eisenhower, Moses Lake, Sunnyside, and West Valley. They'll tee off at 1 o'clock. And in Caribou Trail League play, Chelan plays Cascade at the Leavenworth Golf Club. They'll tee it off at 2:30. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday, 20 minutes after the hour. It's time for the Obscura holiday. We begin April with April Fool's Day, a day about falsehood. So we end April with Honesty Day, a day that celebrates and acknowledges the importance of honesty. I love that quote from Mark Twain. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. It's true, you know. This holiday was created in the early 1990s by Hirsch Goldberg, who was the press secretary to the governor of the state of Maryland, and he said there's just so much misinformation and lying out there. How about we put aside one day and simply tell the truth? As he likes to say, honor the honorable. Of course, Billy Joel once saying that honesty is such a lonely word, meaning honesty is rare. Shouldn't be. Be truthful. Embrace truth and honesty. And I did not know this until I found this on the internet yesterday, and since it was on the internet, you know it's true. Honesty is the best policy was first coined by Benjamin Franklin. There you go. It is Honesty Day today. I wouldn't lie to you now, would I? Today in history, 1, 2, 3, 4, wow, 5 events. George Washington got the gig 230 years ago today, April 30th, 1789, on the balcony of the Federal Hall on Wall Street in Lower Manhattan in New York City. George Washington took the oath of office and became the first elected president of the United States. That's the only known photograph. It's a painting. Anyway, so George Washington became the president on this date 230 years ago and pretty much set the tone for what the job was supposed to be. This is the 216th anniversary, one of the best real estate bargains in history. The Louisiana Purchase, they signed the agreement on this date back in 1803, 216 years ago. Pretty good deal, $15 million. Well, actually, we paid France $12 million. France owed us $3 million. We said, you don't have to pay us back the $3 million. So the whole deal came out to $15 million bucks, and for that, we pretty much doubled the size of the nation. We added 828,000 square miles for $15 million. Pretty good real estate deal there, TJ. Nicely done. Happened on this date 216 years ago. Happy birthday, speaking of the Louisiana Purchase, happy birthday to the state of Louisiana. Yeah, they're 207 years old today. They became the 18th state of the Union on April 30th, 1812. Of course, Louisiana is the only state in the Union that has parishes. They call them parishes. They're the same as counties. They just call them parishes instead of counties. We don't know why, they just do. And Louisiana's state capital in Baton Rouge is the tallest and biggest in the nation. It's 450 feet tall. It's got 34 stories. It's a big state capital. Happy 207th birthday, I should say, to Louisiana. 74 years ago today, the worst man in the 20th century took his own life. Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun committed suicide in the bunker after being married less than 40 hours. He said he turned the whole thing over to his successor and said, keep the war fighting, and they fought for about another 2 days and said, not doing this anymore. Adolf Hitler met his end at his own hand 74 years ago today. And speaking of war, the only war the U.S. has ever lost came to an end on this date 44 years ago today with the fall of Saigon. Communist forces, after weeks and weeks of street fighting, finally took control of Saigon. The Vietnam War formally ended. What was left of the United States Embassy was evacuated. The Vietnam War came to an end on April 30th, 1975. And finally, one birthday, an historic birthday, David Thompson. Big name around these parts. David Thompson was born in the state in 1770, lived to the age of 86, which was remarkable. Died in 1857. David Thompson, of course, was the very first European to navigate the entire length of the Columbia River. He mapped the whole thing out. He did. In fact, he traveled almost 60,000 miles across this continent, and he mapped 1.9 million square miles, which is a remarkable achievement. And in 1811, he went all the way down the Columbia River. He stopped in the Tri-Cities where the Snake River meets the Columbia River. He stopped there, planted a pole, and he planted a notice that said, this all belongs now to Great Britain, this is ours. And then later on that year, when a fur trading company came across the pole, they were going to set up a fur trading company where the Snake met the Columbia. They went, darn it, somebody beat us here. And so they went north to Fort Okanagan and started their fur trading company there because David Thompson had already claimed it. For the British, David Thompson, an iconic figure in these parts anyway, born in this date in 1770. Still to come, Mike McNally's opinion and my conversation with Stormin' Joel Norman, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee AppleSox. But once again, I got to remind you about this cool little thing. Check it out. I got to move in the right direction so you can see it. Can you make that out? There it is. That is the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival official centennial logo. And yes, they have a commemorative Pepsi can. Still don't know how this was done. Darcy doesn't know how this was done. The folks at Weinstein Beverage here in Wenatchee somehow got Pepsi corporate to crank out thousands of these cans with the special logo on them. Pick them up wherever you go. They're in grocery stores, they're in convenience stores, they're in vending machines, everywhere you go over the course of this centennial. Look for that can and pick up a bunch of them. Who knows, they might become collector's item. Weinstein Beverage has been a proud sponsor of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival since 1983. And by my math, that's 36 years. Pretty darn good. Going to take a break. Mike McNally's Opinion is on the way, and then we're talking baseball with Joel Norman. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Tuesday edition on the NCW Life channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at acchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Ways to lose stubborn belly fat. The roasted core wrap. 3, 2, 1. Not cool. Freezing away fat cells with Cool Sculpting, now that's cool. Cool Sculpting safely freezes and removes fat cells with little or no downtime and no surgery. Results and patient experience may vary. Some common side effects include temporary numbness, discomfort, and swelling. Ask your doctor if Cool Sculpting is right for you.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's been a good deal of discussion about school protection, and maybe, just maybe, this time we'll see some positive action. However, we need to get past these knee-jerk emotional reactions, stop pointing fingers at who we think is to blame, and stop, once and for all, stop waiting for the government to act. You know, banning bump stocks now may have possibilities for the future, some deterrence on a school shooting, sometimes years from now. But let's face it, such action is merely a pacifier to political correctness, which will do nothing now to prevent or even deter the next school shooting. Now let's get real, folks. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life Channel the Concerts in the Garden Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Two Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Garden Summer Series, only on the NCW Life Channel.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV Advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central Washington. We understand their viewing habits and can precisely target your customers on great cable networks like these. Call Solion Broadcasting today and let us show you how to put your business message right in front of thousands of prospects at a very affordable price. Solion Broadcasting, 509-888-2020.
Hi everyone, this is Brent Crowder. After 13 years with the Town Auto Group, I have returned home to Town Toyota where it all started. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, let me help you find the right one at the right price. Toyota is reliable and trustworthy, and you can count on me to be the same. When it comes to buying your next car, you can't go wrong with Toyota and Crowder. Ask for Brent at Town Toyota or call me now at 888-5000.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. This is the second or maybe even the third of what we hope to be a series of visits all spring and summer long with Joel Normal, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee AppleSox. And the last time we saw this guy on this television program, you had long hippie hair.
I don't know if we want to go hippie.
Well, you said you hadn't had your haircut since like August of last year.
It had been August, and I got cut, 2 weeks ago now. So I do apologize.
No, that was cool. I mean, it was a good look for you. But is that the longest you've ever gone in your adult life without getting your hair cut?
Probably about that. But hey, it's cold out here. You got to stay warm, you know?
But that's a long time.
It was.
That's 7 months, 8 months without getting your hair cut.
Yeah, I was in high school. It was probably even longer than that. That's the crazy thing. Then you got into the broadcasting career, and you realize you got to be more professional.
Yeah,
so
you got to
here we are. I thought I better clean up. I even shaved a little, too.
You did. You shaved. You got your hair cut. You cleaned up pretty good. I got to tell you. So when you got your hair cut, did you just go around and get estimates? Or did you just go into a barber shop?
No, I just usually go to the same place. Okay. Actually, I got it when I was back home. I went home for Easter.
That's right, you did.
And I just said, you know what? I just had a place I always go to there. I said, what the heck, cut it. So.
Most people are loyal to their hairdressers.
Yes.
I know. Well, we call them hairdressers now. They used to be barbers when I was growing up. But the same guy's been cutting my hair since he got his license.
I think we're nervous to go anywhere else that we're not comfortable with. It's like when you go to the same restaurant and you order the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Myself, I don't want to try something different. I only go there a few times, a month, or if that.
If you know you like it, you do it.
Exactly.
And we love the AppleSox. We've got a lot of things to talk about. The first thing you want to remember is circle down opening day, June 3rd. For the opening day of the baseball season. You have, I got your website up. You got one problem. I don't know do you maintain the website?
As best as I can.
Yeah, it says single game tickets run as cheap for $6 for children and $7 for adults. That can't be right.
Of course it is. $6 for kids, $7 for adults. That's general admission seating, but the great thing with the general admission is you're not really assigned to one spot, so you can kind of roam around. I mean, our third base patio side is really nice to watch games from, watch the sunset.
Sure.
Or you go to the Pepsi Family Zone. There's lots of great areas to sit at the ballpark. So yeah, as cheap as $6 for kids, $7 for adults.
Did Jose know you're doing that?
Oh, absolutely.
Did he green light that?
He's approving of it. But yeah, it's a great offer to get out there, and we want people to come out and enjoy baseball.
Yeah, which is my favorite sport, hands down with that. For those of you who don't know, Joel's been helping us out this spring doing some high school baseball games. You've been enjoying that. You did some Wenatchee and Eastmont games for us.
Yeah, I did some of them. It was great. Calling games at Rec Park was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, what the great history that one has. You know, calling the Eastmont games were a lot of fun too. I think the Eastmont games were more exciting than the ones that I called. You know, it's just they've had an up and down season, but there were some fun games I called there, and it was just fun being around both programs, talking to the coaches, and sensing their enthusiasm. It was a really fun time.
We got some pretty good high school talent here, not just Wenatchee and Eastmont, but some of the other schools. They can play ball.
Absolutely, it's neat seeing that. You don't always notice it until you actually go to a game. So it was fun doing those. I call it my spring training before the AppleSox games.
There you go. There you go. Do you want to get paid for those, by the way?
Yeah, preferably.
The importance, of course, of promotions can't be understated. I mean, I can go to a baseball game simply to watch a baseball game.
Sure.
I don't need all that other stuff, but that's cool. I appreciate all that other stuff. When I was the PA guy, I loved doing all those promotions, the ketchup and mustard races, and the kids around the base racing the coyote and all that cool stuff. Promotions, the regular ones that they do every game are back again this year with some new additions, but also, of course, you have some special nights as well. You want to go alphabetically? Let's go chronologically.
We can do chronologically. Go ahead.
Because I'm really bad with the alphabet. June 5th, Cap Night.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. We're giving out hats. Those are sponsored by Sunny FM. The plan is we don't have them in person yet, but we've been designing those. They'll be in before then. Promise about that. But it's exciting because they're going to have our 20th year logo on the front of them. And, that's going to be a popular item, I hope, throughout the year. We have plenty of 20th year stuff on sale as is with T-shirts, but it'll be nice to throw in a hat there for everyone to have to remember the season.
And how many hats are going to be made available? Because that's...
I'll have to double check on the number. I don't want to throw out the wrong one.
But if you show up late and you go, "We're sorry, you should have been here for the first pitch." You're going to run that risk for the most time anyway.
That's very true. Game starts 6:35 and gates open an hour before that. So I'd say get there as soon as you can.
There you go. That's June 5th. June 16th is Rally Towel Night, and this is what the Rally Towel is. Da, 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 da. I'll just hold that up at the camera there. There you go.
We've got our hashtag on there, Socks Are Hot. That's one we use a lot on social media. And, we hope people will wave those and show their AppleSox pride at some games.
These are nice towels. These aren't cheap.
They're pretty solid. We bought those a while back, actually, Dan. I think we bought those in August and September. There you go. It works. Showing your support. But, it was something we really wanted to add. And maybe it's something you can put up in your office or something like that. People, they'll enjoy them in that sense, too. Sure. But we want you to wave them at the games as well.
These are nice. Dry clean only.
That's right. Be careful.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Cap Night is June 5th. Rally Towel Night is June 16th. Fireworks Night is back, July 3rd. Should we shoot off some fireworks?
I mean, I'm trying to see if I have any in my pockets here,
Okay.
I don't see them selling them outside. So
that is by far the most popular night of the whole year because that Paul Thomas Senior Stadium just gets packed. It just gets packed. Yeah.
It's usually one of my favorite games of the year. I enjoyed it a lot last year, and if you remember, that was a heck of a game as well. So, but it's just fun having it. The players feel when everyone's there at the ballpark. They always will tell me afterwards, like, "Wow, this was cool." The coaches, they're just raving about it. So we love packing the ballpark on that night and every night. But who doesn't love a good fireworks night at a baseball game?
And that's a chunk of change that they have to fork over for the fireworks display, but it's well worth it.
Absolutely.
If you've never been to a fireworks display that close up, because they're right behind the left center field fence is where they set up. So it's not like you're looking out over the fireworks. You're like,
you're looking straight up. You can enjoy from your seat. Hopefully you save some food for after the game too.
And it's a good show. It's a really good show. It's funny you brought up food. You got some good grub again this year at the ballpark?
Oh, of course. The usual. Yeah. I think at any kind of baseball game, as long as you're selling beer, hot dogs, maybe some good cheeseburgers in there as well. If you're into Cracker Jack too, as long as you have those, you're gonna be pretty good. But
I like to scarf down a big old hot dog.
Who doesn't?
Followed by a.
What do you put on a hot dog? Let me ask you that.
Mustard only.
That's it?
Yes. People who put ketchup on hot dogs should be banned from baseball forever.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, it's one of my things. Mustard goes on a hot dog.
I
don't mind ketchup on hamburgers or anything else, but a hot dog, mustard.
I do ketchup on one side, I do mustard on the other, and in the middle I do a lot of onions.
Okay. Oh yeah, onions.
I love onions.
Yeah. You know what? Onions are important too, and a little kraut now and again too. A little sauerkraut.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, but ketchup on a hot dog is an absolute.
You're sounding un-American.
I know. That's just me. Fireworks night is July 3rd, which is the day before America's birthday. Now, do I get to add this to my collection?
Oh, if you come out to the ballpark July 9th, Dan,
there it is.
The Coyote bobblehead.
I'll just hold this up here. Same deal. There you go. Now, is this a first?
This is an AppleSox first.
This is cool because that's the big thing is, of course, bobbleheads. People just love them. AppleSox Coyote.
It's sponsored by
bobblehead night.
Denny's, and we
It's got
really got to
fun
thank
Denny's
them,
in
of
there.
course,
Yeah.
for sponsoring this one. This is going to be the first 400 fans of that ball game. It's really exciting. You know, our owner, Jose Oglesby, he came in. He was really interested in upping the promotions that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things is, if you're doing promotions, the first thing people usually ask about is, are you doing a bobblehead?
Yeah.
Because bobbleheads bring everyone out. And we're hoping to do that July 9th, a Tuesday night against Bend. Not to mention, it's not only a bobblehead night, but it's also a $2 for Tuesday.
Okay.
$2 off Tuesday, which means several different things are going to be $2 off, certain concession items and even tickets.
Okay.
So a great opportunity for fans to come out at a cheaper rate and walk away with a pretty
This
cool
is a-
AppleSox collectible.
This is a good bobblehead. This isn't cheap. This is nice.
No, we appreciate that.
And it looks just like Coyote.
Yeah, it's cool. He actually just got back from vacation. He got touched up a bit. He got a new hat. Now on this one, he's got our 20th year hat on. But we're really excited about the way it came out, and we can't wait for fans to flock to the park for that one.
And it should be noted that the mystery is now out. Coyote is right-handed. See, he's holding the bat
He
right-handed.
prefers to swing from the right side, but if need be, if the pitcher is right-handed, he will go to the left side.
How is Coyote doing, by the way? I saw he's going to be. Is he working Saturday? Is he doing the parade?
He'll be in the parade.
Okay.
Absolutely. He's really excited for that. He was at the Youth Day on Sunday at the Apple Blossom Festival, and excited to be a big part of the parade on Saturday.
Good, cool. Yeah, is he going to be just walking around or riding?
No,
or?
he'll be riding in it. Actually,
Okay.
I'm driving the truck he's in, so watch out. Careful handing me the keys.
Yeah, really. So this is your first Apple Blossom, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So what do you think so far?
Oh, it's been great. I
Yeah.
mean, most days at lunch, I go over and get food, honestly. So,
Yeah.
I actually live fairly close to it, so it's
Mm-hmm.
really nice to just walk over there. Sometimes I usually park at my place and then walk
Sure.
over, but it's been nice. And I did have to deal with some parking troubles today. Someone parked in my spot, and I was going, wait a sec here, this is my driveway. But it's been nice to have food nearby. I open my front door, and I can smell the funnel
Yeah.
cake immediately.
And you
So,
can hear the music. And
Absolutely.
so what do you like so far at the Memorial Park? What are you eating?
I've been getting gyros a lot. I know there's
Yeah,
I
they're
say
good.
gyro. I know not everyone does.
Some
but
say gyro.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're both acceptable.
Exactly. But I've been usually getting gyros because I haven't found a lot of gyro places in town. So I've seen 2 different food trucks selling them, and I thought, wow, I got to get these while I can. So, but I've had a few good corn dogs at the recommendation of Eric Granstrom.
I had a footlong corn dog yesterday. It was
Footlong?
good. It was
Wow.
good. Yeah, I enjoyed it with mustard, no ketchup. I highly recommend a couple of places. I went to the fish taco place. I think they're new.
I love fish tacos.
Yeah, I had a fish taco. They're really, really good. Can't go wrong with the pierogies. You got to have one of
okay.
those. The Donner sandwiches are very popular. Donner House. I don't know if
Yeah, I
you've seen
passed
those
that
yet.
one. I think I was going to go there today.
Yeah, there's always a line there, but it's well worth it. It's really good. And Edith's Cuisine does a salmon dish that I really like. Those are the 3. I'm
Interesting.
throwing, and then the traditional Memorial Park food fair. But
We need a graphic with your list to pop up on the screen right now.
then you top it off with ice cream, of course.
It's top 5.
You got to have ice cream. Have you ever been in a parade?
I have, when I was really young, I think I probably was. Pittsburgh has a few. They usually do like a St. Patrick's Day one, but I wasn't like this few people. It was like a big group of people on a float. But no, really looking forward to this. I've never driven in a parade, so I'm gonna have to be careful to not go 6 miles per hour instead of 5. So I've tried to remind myself that. I'm gonna do some practicing in the parking lots later this week.
What rig are you driving? I mean, is it the?
It's a car provided by Cascade Auto Center.
Okay.
I'm picking it up Friday, so I haven't seen it yet.
Good for them. Good for Cascade
Absolutely.
Auto Center.
Big thanks to them.
I've driven in the parade, and the best thing to do is don't go and drive. Go in like the low gear. Even you're going to have
Fair enough.
An automatic transmission, but if you put it in that low gear, you can't really mess up.
Yeah, absolutely.
That way, and it's not your truck, so what do you care? Right?
There you go.
You're going to be amazed at the sea of humanity from the time you get going to Triangle Park till the time it wraps up at the end of the parade.
Wow,
There's a lot of people.
That's good.
So,
Yeah, that's what we want, though. You want everyone out for
Yeah.
that. And, we're really excited to show AppleSox Coyote off to everyone, too.
When you drive over the top of, when you get on Rondo Avenue, when you crest and you go down to where the courthouse and Memorial Park is, and you're just going to go, that's a lot of people. But everybody's having a good time. You're
That's
really gonna like it.
That's awesome.
Let's move on. July 13th is Marco Gonzalez bobblehead night, and here it is. Here's Marco. No, we're kidding. I take it you haven't gotten those yet.
No, we know what they're going to look like, but we haven't gotten a prototype like this Coyote one we have yet. The Marco one will be in, we're hoping, the next couple weeks. But we're really excited about that one. I think people are going to like that. A lot of times when pitchers, they'd have bobbleheads, you can usually see them throwing.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to say what he's doing, but Marco looks a little different. He's doing a little fist
Okay.
pump in it. So, because anytime you watch him pitch with the Mariners, you see how excited he gets. And we kind of wanted to capture that in this bobblehead, and we really think fans are going to like that. And the bright side is they're both on the same week, July 9th and July 13th, these bobbleheads. So if you miss out on Coyote, the Marco one's not too far to wait for.
That's
so.
true. Don't miss out on the. There's only like you said, 400 or 500.
400.
400. That's it. How many Marco Gonzalez?
I think 400 as well.
So they're going to instantly become collector's items.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
What a great story he is. I mean, yeah, he was a great AppleSox pitcher, and now he is the ace of the Mariners staff.
You look at how he's done this year. It's fun watching him pitch. I got to go to one game that he was pitching with the Mariners this year. But ironically, that's the one game he pitched that he didn't win and have a decision. So I'll be staying in Wenatchee for the rest of the season.
For the rest of the season. So how does that work? Do you have? I mean, you kind of own your image. Did you have to get permission from Marco? How does all that work when it says Marco? We loved it when you were in little Wenatchee town throwing strikes and winning baseball games, and now you're a Mariner. We want to do a bobblehead night here in Wenatchee for the AppleSox for our 20th year. How does that work? How did that happen?
You know, Marco's been fantastic. Anytime we've kind of just talked to him about AppleSox stuff. He spent one summer here. He could easily just forget us and go, okay, cool, you know, I'm on to what's next in my life. But anytime we've kind of reached out to him, wanted to talk about Wenatchee or just wanted to talk to him, he's been really gracious. And that just speaks a lot to him as a human being. So I probably talked to him about a year ago, and last July for the first time. I was just at a Mariners game, and we did Jose and a few other connections. We kind of reached out, and we were able to talk with him before a game. And, you know, we just kind of wanted to reach out to say hi. You know, this is who I am. We're probably going to be talking again. And when he was back here for the Mariners Caravan this past January, it was nice to get to ask him some more. We had him autograph a few things. And then we said, hey, Marco, we'd really like to do a bobblehead of you. Do you mind? Do we need to get anyone else's approval? Do we need to talk to an agent? And he just said, you've got my approval. Fine by me. So
cool.
It was awesome. You know, he's been really great about those kind of things. He could have kind of said, well, maybe not, but no, he didn't. He didn't hesitate for a second.
The easiest thing to say is either no or I don't know. Call this person, and he just said do it.
Absolutely. So we're really thankful to him in that regard, and you know, we just want other people to know how great a guy he is too.
Well, he loved his time here in Wenatchee.
Absolutely.
It was only 1 year, but he was. You could tell when I remember watching him pitch, and I said, this guy's got big league stuff.
Yeah, and it's really shown. I think the thing that impresses me the most about him as a pitcher is his fastball isn't really up there with the game's elite. In a game where we're really preaching to speed and you know exit velocity and everything like that, but his fastball's not quite there. But he's done so well with his off-speed stuff. That's why he's able to make a name for himself, and he's lasted, and he's going to last for a while.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree 100%, and it's good to see him as the number one pitcher on the Mariners staff. He kind of picked that up kind of about halfway through last year. Felix began to taper off a little bit. I mean, Felix is a veteran, and your arm doesn't last forever. It's as simple as that. And Marco kind of just took it.
Yeah.
You know, this position of being the ace of the staff.
He's kind of just snuck up. You know what I mean? He's just been really slowly working his way back. He missed all of I think it was the 14 season. No, he debuted in 14. I think it was the 16th season. He missed the entire year due to Tommy John surgery. And I had asked him about that all the time. He said, you know, I just kind of had to evolve ever since then as a pitcher. You couldn't just rely, like we said, on that fastball. You've got to do some other stuff. And, you know, guys, a lot of times the saying is that you come back from the Tommy John surgery a little bit stronger than you were before, which it doesn't make sense, like, you know, traditionally thinking, but there's just enough restructuring of your arm done during that process that almost become a new pitcher. So he's done a great job, and he's been healthy. And that's the best thing for him, because to start off his career, he really had been.
And the Mariners are doing fine. Yeah, they just got creamed by Texas on Saturday and Sunday. But hey, they're 18-13. They're tied for the lead for the American League West as we're getting ready to get rid of April and welcome May. This is a good story here.
Yeah, you know, I think in a lot of ways people expect this team to be really bad. But I think to expect them to do that maybe is a little unfair given the talent they have. Granted, if they do trade away some of this talent, which is very possible, that could happen. But right now, I look at them as a team just a couple games, if not a couple over 500. Because they can hit, but they're struggling to field, and the bullpen is a gigantic question for me. The starting pitching is all right. It's not going to get you the playoffs right now, but that bullpen is just a mess, if we're being honest.
Yeah, and they of course, they started out by just scoring gobs of runs, and now they can't even touch the plate all of a sudden.
All of a sudden. But every team's going to go through droughts.
Yeah. Baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. And you got to remember last year they were right with Houston right into early June, and then kind of just...
They tapered off, and Oakland got hot. Combination of both.
Yeah. You got to... There's an old saying in baseball, you divvy the season up in thirds. You're going to win a third of your games. You're going to lose a third of your games just because it's such a long season. It's what you do with that last third that counts.
Absolutely.
So it's that last third that counts. Military Appreciation Night is July 15th.
That's going to be a really cool one for us. We're bringing in the U.S. Military All-Stars baseball team, which is a group of like reserves, first responders who will be playing and representing the military, and we're really, really excited to have them come out. It was a cool opportunity that kind of came up this offseason. They placed a call to us, and they wanted to come play a game at our park, and who wouldn't want to say yes to something like that? They're doing that with several other teams in the West Coast League, several other summer collegiate leagues as well, but we were just really thrilled that they reached out to us and were interested, and it's going to be cool. They're going to come to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. We'll play a game with them. Doesn't count in league standings, but it's going to feel really important, and I think everyone's going to enjoy it. We're going to wear our special Stars and Stripes ball caps that night as well, so to salute our military.
Can you pick up a Stars and Stripes ball special uniform? I mean, I know you got some special uniforms.
Yeah, the uniforms, we'll sell those at the end of the season. The special 20th season jerseys, which we unveiled on this show a while back. But the hats won't be on sale until the season starts. So waiting on that point. But you're welcome to stop by our office at any point. 610 North Mission Street, Suite 204.
The 20th anniversary jerseys, if you missed it, are really cool. They're a perfect combination of old school and contemporary stuff. I really like it.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We, in all our other previous anniversary jerseys, we've done like the AppleSox, as I call it, the script writing on it. So we wanted to go back with that. But this one and the red piping, I think, is my favorite part because it's so different. You haven't really seen piping often on AppleSox jerseys.
No, you don't. You don't. And then finally, August 8th, Hawaiian Night. Now, last year, I believe you gave away something, didn't you?
We did. A trip to Hawaii via Journey Travel and Tours, and we're really excited to do that again. That's another one I said about Fireworks Night. Hawaiian Night, those two battle each other for my favorite night from last year. I mean, a game ends and you're seeing people rolling coconuts toward home plate to win a trip to Hawaii. Isn't that the American dream right there? I mean, it's great. What's going to happen is if you buy a ticket to that game, you're immediately eligible to potentially go onto the field and roll the coconut. So we're going to choose one ticket each inning. And then, the 9 of you will compete on the field. If we go to extra innings, I don't know if we can do 10, 11, 12. We'll see. If you stick around, why not? But, but we're going to give you a chance to roll for a chance at a trip to Hawaii, and the closest coconut to home plate, if not on it, wins.
It's just simple as that.
There you go.
It's as simple as that. Storm and Joel Norman is my guest. He's the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee AppleSox. We're going to take a break. We've got some other things to talk about. You brought me some more swag. We need to talk about also billet families. They need that as well. We'll talk about the building of the roster with Coach Krusnagel. That's all coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
There was a time when you had to travel a great distance to enjoy premium wine and food pairings. Now you can experience it right here in North Central Washington. Surround yourself with the beauty and romance of the Lake Chelan Valley and enjoy some of the finest winery restaurants in the world. Get your taste of adventure at Siren Song Vineyard Estate and Winery, Wapato Point Cellars Winemakers Grill, or Sorrento's at Chelan Cellars. All three have their own style and unique charm. Now you're less than an hour from excellence.
SkillSource specializes in assessing and guiding youth, adults, and laid-off workers who want to improve their skills. Here you can attend in-depth workshops to assess skills and interests, make career plans, and learn computer basics.
Learning centers provide eligible youth and adults individualized computer-assisted basic education. Vocational training is arranged with approved providers like community colleges or on the job with businesses.
Don't wait any longer. Let's get working on the future you've been dreaming about.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz alongside Joel Norman. You look at that view behind Joel's back there. You don't regret moving to the Wenatchee Valley at all,
No,
do
not
you?
at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Eric said to me a couple weeks ago on a sports broadcast, he said if there was ever a time to tell someone about Wenatchee, it's probably the month of April. The way everything looks, apple blossom. I mean, wow, it's been fantastic.
For those of you who don't know, Joel's a West Virginia native, right?
Well, I'm from Pennsylvania. I went to West Virginia University.
Right. Has been wanting to do play-by-play since he was a little bitty kid. Yeah, you did the education and that stuff, and then you have to go out and you have your salad days. You're in your young 20s, and you start your career, hopefully a big, long trajectory. And you landed in little old Wenatchee town. You said never even heard of the place, but here you are.
No, but it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been everything I hoped it would be and more.
Yeah.
And I've been really grateful for that.
And it's pretty. It's a pretty
absolutely.
place to live, yeah. You brought some other cool stuff. Let's talk about this real quick, then we'll talk about the roster. The always popular magnet schedules.
Who doesn't love one of those?
Are out, yeah, courtesy of Clean Connection. So there you go.
Yeah, big thanks to them. You can stop by our office and pick one up if you want one for your refrigerator. I've got one on mine personally.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
I will be at all the games, so I don't know if I need it, but hey, just in case if there's a Tuesday night, I'm sitting around, I go, wait, should I be at the ballpark right now? You know, you never know. But yeah, it's always fun having one of those. And I'd be remiss if I didn't bring in one of these, the pocket schedules.
Oh yes, you gotta have a pocket, which fits conveniently in my pocket. I don't have a pocket.
No pocket for
I'll
David,
pick that up later.
But those are always nice to have. My dad had a knack every sporting event we ever go to. Let's grab a couple pocket schedules. You know, Dad, we're going to this ballpark once. I don't think we'll ever be here again. Do you really need this? But no, he always loved those. So I sent him one in the mail just for fun yesterday. But
That's understandable. That's cool. I have a cigar box at home that has a ticket stub to every sporting event I ever went to as a kid.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, a Mariner game from '77 and my trip to Yankee Stadium and all that
That's
cool
awesome.
stuff. Yeah.
I used to keep track of all my tickets. I had a box. I was home a couple weekends ago. I was able to look into it. I was like, oh, that's right. I saved these tickets. But now it's so different because most of the tickets come on your phone. So. If I do get a ticket stub, I keep it, but it's so rare these days.
Yeah, you don't have. I mean, I went to 2 or 3 Husky football games last year and 2 or 3 the year before, and this is my ticket.
There you
Just
go.
boop, and so you don't really have that.
Yeah, it's not as fun looking in your wallet, the Apple Wallet, and going, hey, there's
Going
my
through the
ticket.
memories.
But it is what it is.
What am I holding in my hand, young man?
The MVP cards. Those are great because for only $20, you get 4 general admission tickets to any AppleSox home game. So what I always tell people about these is, you know, say you want to go to a home game, but you're not really sure which one you're going to go to right now. I mean, it's May. You know, summer's still a little ways away. You know, kids are still in school. But you know you want to go at some point. These are great because they're a savings of about $5 or actually a little bit more overall for those. It's only $20. And on the back, you get $5 off of your next trip to Pack-A-Rite, your next bundle you put together there. And so big thanks to Pack-A-Rite. You know them, what was that, 36 North Chelan?
Yeah.
So it's
right downtown, not far from where we're at.
Exactly. So it's a 2-for-1 almost. Getting tickets and some money off at Pack-A-Rite.
And of course, you can't have AppleSox without AppleSox.
That's right.
There you go.
The ever popular socks for AppleSox fans. Imagine that. That's a big thanks to Washington Lottery sponsoring those. We toss those out after our pitchers strike out 5 batters in a game. So, you know, Dan, you talk about that pitch you can throw. I'm sure you've struck out 5. So we'll let you keep that one as
thank you.
A good one for that.
I was one of the finest Little League pitchers in 1976.
So there you go.
I'm not anymore. Billet families. When these folks come to town, these good, strong, upstanding young citizens who want to be good baseball players and good people, they need places. They need a bed to sleep in when they come to the big city. How are we doing on billet families?
Well, you know, always looking for some. I think, you know, just you can never have too much pitching and you can never have too many host families. That's what I always say to people. You know, the arms are always gonna get tired. We're picking up guys on road trips sometimes that we've grabbed guys in towns on the way, but we also need host families because our players aren't all from here. Some of them are from here. Like last year we had Jacob Prater who was from here. Grady Miller was also from here. Tyler Chipman from not too far away. But each year it kind of changes. There's a lot of guys who aren't from here. They need places to stay because they're going back to school in the fall. So our host families, that's where they really step in. They're able to house these players and really just make them feel like they're at home, which is a great part of their experience in Wenatchee.
What would be the perfect host family, perfect billet family?
I don't think there is a perfect because it can really be anyone. Maybe it's a family whose kids are away at school themselves, or they've moved. The kids have gone a little bit older and they like to have people around. They have a spare bedroom. I don't know. It could be someone just living on their own. They've got a spare bedroom as well. It just, host families comes in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes it's great when the host families have younger kids and the ball players around, maybe to play catch or to talk to them, play games with them. It's nice having them around. I think a lot of families might go into this not realizing how cool the experience is, but then walking away being really happy. Myself, I actually stayed with the host family last season because I graduated in May. I moved here a week after that, and I had talked to Jim Corcoran about 2 weeks before graduation. I said, hey, you know, I want to come out, but where am I going to live? And I said, because I don't know if I can find something that quickly. And he said, that's all right, we can put you up with a host family for the summer. And it worked out great. I still talk to them. I was gonna send them a schedule and a couple things in the mail, actually. You know,
and that's part of the deal. They become part of the family. You become part of the extended family. So, and who knows, you might have a future major leaguer sleeping in your spare bedroom. Get a hold of the AppleSox and be a billet family before it's too late. And also, if you have kids who want to be back kids, we can do that as well. We're almost out there. We got about 10 seconds left. This show just flew right by. We'll see you again real soon.
Absolutely, of course.
Opening night, June 3rd. Everything that we just talked about, applesox.com, applesox.com. Provided the show wasn't canceled, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.